So welcome back, guys, to We Talk Boxing, and this is my initial post-fight review for Canelo versus Jaime Munguia. Now, this fight in the end went to points, as I kind of predicted in my pre-fight video. It was a good competitive fight from both guys. I actually personally thought that Jaime Munguia started the fight the better of the two fighters. I felt as if he kind of took the fight to Canelo, and his jab in the first couple of rounds was quite evident and very good to see. He kept Canelo Alvarez at bay at times, and he kind of made him like step up a little bit because Canelo kind of didn't really know how to handle that jab. And from my personal opinion, I would have said that Canelo potentially was 3 rounds down before he pretty much obviously started to step up. But when he did step up, he showed his class and he was catching Jaime Munguia with the better punches, the bigger punches. And in the end, it was a ferocious left uppercut followed by a right uppercut followed by a left hook, which put Jaime Munguia down. I think it was in the fourth round. Yeah, I think it was in the fourth round he did that. And pretty much took the fight to Jaime Munguia after that. He was you know what I mean? Literally from that point onwards, he was landing the bigger and better punches, in my opinion. Jaime Munguia, on the other hand, you know what I mean? He wasn't really phased. Obviously, he took it really well. He's very durable himself. Obviously, got back up, but he was getting caught with some big shots, and yeah, obviously somehow remained and stayed in that fight and managed to sit out till the end. Now, when you're looking at the punches that Jaime Munguia thrown in the fight, if he was potentially fighting against any other maybe super welterweights, he probably would have caused them a lot of trouble, and he probably would have hurt him, Jaime Munguia, because he was throwing some good shots, and he was landing some good ones on Canelo. I just felt that obviously the better shots were coming from Canelo, but as I said, potentially some of those shots would have hurt other super middleweights. Um, but yeah, it was a good fight. The right man won, in my opinion. Good to see that on the scorecards. And Canelo, yeah, Canelo goes on, and his record's what, 61, 2-2. 65th fight was tonight. I'm guessing he might try and go on as long as he can, maybe try and hit that 70 mark, try and have 70 fights. But he is looking old in the ring, and that's just my opinion. Obviously, he's a class boxer. He's very smart. He knows how to land and throw his punches in certain angles, and he's got power, which is his get out of free jail card, I should kind of say. But his footwork in the first couple of rounds, like versus Jaime Munguia, he just looked like an older, slower fighter. And Jaime Munguia just looked young, athletic. He just looked like he had that little bit more spring in his step. And you could possibly say that's maybe because of the amount of fights that Canelo's had, but I just felt that in the first couple of rounds he was looking a little bit old, and it was a good job that Jaime Munguia, for some strange reason, like stayed there, like allowed Canelo to. You know what I mean? What I meant is like both of these guys stood there and was trading, whereas that's playing into Canelo's hands, in my opinion, because when you look at it and you see Canelo versus Bivol or Canelo versus Floyd, which was a while ago, um, any sort of mover and any sort of good boxer, Canelo doesn't really get on with those, especially if they're young. And as I said, they're good at their boxing and they're good at movement. It could really put Canelo off his game. And Jaime Munguia had some of these attributes. He's young. He had good movement to start off with, very good jab. He was boxing really well, but then he just stood, for some strange reason, stood there. And as I said, this played into Canelo's hands because Canelo didn't have to chase him. Literally, Jaime Munguia was there, and Canelo was letting his hands go, and he was patient at times, Canelo, but he was just letting his hands go whenever he wanted and landing what he wanted. So yeah, just my personal thought. I don't feel as if we got much longer watching Canelo go on. Maybe 3 to 5 more fights, I reckon, and that'll probably be it. So we have to enjoy him. Sorry, why he's still here. and just appreciate what he's brought to boxing and what he's shown us, really, because he's a tremendous boxer, and he will go down as one of the best ever, in my opinion. Especially Mexican boxers, but generally one of the best ever. He's done brilliant for the sport, and I love to hopefully watch him fight live at some point if it's possible. Especially if he could come over to here in the UK, that'd be excellent. Maybe fight against, I don't know, a British opponent. I'm not sure who else is out there for him to fight British wise, but it'd be good to see him fight live. But yeah, let's see what happens next. Obviously, most people want that Benavidez fight. I don't feel as if that's something Canelo wants. Now, the Saudis can make this happen. If the Saudis put all the money on the table, Canelo will fight him. But after that fight, and obviously his post-fight press conference, Canelo, he wasn't optimistic. So I can't see that fight happening anytime soon. And the reason for that mainly is because you can see the size difference with Jaime Munguia and Canelo today. Jaime looked a lot bigger, and obviously he's younger as well. So he's got that bit more about him. So same with Benavidez, a little bit younger. He's going to be a lot bigger than Canelo. So Canelo knows how tough and how much that fight's going to take it out of him. So I can't see that fight happening yet, but maybe towards the end of Canelo's career, we're probably looking maybe the last fight before he retires, or the fight before his last fight. That's potentially when we see it, because I feel that Canelo thinks that fight's going to take a lot out of him, and then he won't have a lot left in terms of boxing after that. But anyway, guys, I don't want to waffle too much, but just my thoughts in regards to the fight between Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia. As always, guys, let me know your thoughts. Please comment. Bless.